Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and yeah, I guess if you couldn't tell, I'm not in my Santa hat as we speak. Well, if you have seen the thoughts video that I did on, of course, the Christmas Chronicles for sure, I've decided to, of course, take a little break and be in between, of course, reviewing all the Christmas movies and specials based on the poll that I did on the community tab on my YouTube channel not too long ago, and I guess there is a good reason why I've actually decided to do that, because oddly enough, I think I've actually decided to, of course, finally talk about something that finally landed after quite a few months now since it was first released right about now, so... And yeah, I guess, believe it or not, much like all the other times I actually did some stuff like this in my thoughts video, I figure I would probably do something that I haven't actually done in quite a while now. In fact, probably the best that I could think of right about now is, of course, I've only done 4 of these thoughts videos, probably back right around last year, which is quite a lot to say the least. In fact, I dare even say it's like more than that as we speak. So, but yeah, I think I guess if you couldn't tell right about now, I think pretty much I think the next movie I'm going to be talking about does actually have a similar theme to, of course, the ones I did previously last year, to which I think I will spill it out right about now. The movie I'm, of course, going to be talking about is, get ready for this, people, another Disney live-action remake on one of their animated films. Yep. Yeah, I mean, were you expecting something else right about now? But, I mean, I wish I would be expecting something else. But nope. Nope, afraid not. So, yeah. Sorry about that, but yeah, I guess oddly enough, it is, of course, the subject of course, what I'm going to be talking about right about now. So, yeah. I know you were expecting something else, but it's the least I can do. Alright. Now, of course, I guess, I mean, it's no big surprise being, seeing how the Disney live-action remakes do have a reputation right now for getting some pretty decent to some pretty good reviews from critics. Pretty much a good majority of audiences, let alone fans of Disney, actually disown them by far, and actually claiming the animated films are much better. And trust me when I say, I know they're definitely not alone, for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I have nothing against the live-action Disney remakes for sure. In fact, I dare even say some of them I've seen are actually pretty good. Like, of course, Cinderella, Pete's Dragon, and Christopher Robin are pretty good. And probably one of my favorites of all time would definitely have to be the 2016 Jungle Book remake. That one was amazing by far. But I think I know hands down, as much as all of them are good hands down, I think I know by far they cannot top the original animated films hands down. But of course, it wouldn't be until some time later where, of course, we would get films like Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, Aladdin, The Lion King, and plenty of others that came out in between, where, of course, they would try to do something that is pretty much copy and pasting the original animated film, or even taking some things in it and completely botching up for sure. So yeah, I guess right about now, I think I know for sure I am definitely not alone with all of you guys, and yeah, as much as I say that there are some of these live-action Disney remakes that are somehow pretty good right about now, I will admit some of them I do think are pretty much decent at best, or maybe just degrading to say the least, and that's saying a whole lot right about now. But of course, as much as I can say about these films in general, they're nothing, and I mean nothing, to, of course, the movie I'm going to be talking about for this thoughts video. So yeah, and of course, oddly enough, I think we pretty much know what we're going to be in for right about now. So yeah, if I guess in the subject for, of course, this thoughts video, the Disney live-action remake I'm going to be talking about has, of course, been through numerous delays despite, of course, some global events that occurred over the past few years, and not to mention even garnered up a bit of controversy before the film came out. I mean, man, there's ouch, and then there's shotgun to the head type ouch. So yeah, but regardless on that, I have no choice but to actually talk about it for all of you guys. So yeah, if you couldn't tell right up now, for of course this thoughts video, I'm of course going to be talking about the latest Disney live-action remake, simply known as Mulan. So yeah, I think it's been a long time coming for sure, and yes, I know we could have gotten this movie earlier if all the stuff that I mentioned, mainly the recent global events right about now. In fact, I think it's pretty clear on what I'm actually mentioning right but now. Didn't actually occur in general right about now, but oddly enough, it did happen, and I guess we get a good majority of time to, of course, for of course this movie to come out, and thankfully very recently it's finally available for all members of Disney Plus right about now, to which, yeah, I should have addressed this right about now. Thank God I didn't pay an extra $30 to actually see this. I mean, I know I wish I could have actually seen it, but I mean, screw that crap, man. I'm not paying extra $30 on top of what I normally have for Disney Plus in general, So yeah, I guess pretty much a lot like everyone else. I think since I don't want to pay $30 to, of course, see the movie on Disney Plus, I've actually decided instead to, of course, wait until it's available for regular members of that said streaming service, and thank God the wait actually paid off right about now. So yeah, I'm of course now one of the lucky people, pretty much at long last, to say the least, to finally actually see this movie hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say. Alrighty. Now, of course, for this being a Disney live-action remake right about now, I guess appropriately enough, I think it makes sense to, of course, for me to discuss how I felt about the original animated film that actually came out. Well, I guess oddly enough, I will fully admit Mulan is definitely not one of my favorite animated Disney films of all time, but I definitely can say right about now, I absolutely love the original animated film for sure. I mean, sure, it does have some flaws to say the least, but I think it actually does fare up well with of course some really great animation, pretty great comedy relief, and of course some really memorable songs right about now. So yeah, I guess I know I'm definitely not alone on that, because, yeah, I guess there can be some faulting, of course, the original Mulan, but regardless of what I have to say about it, I still actually really like it, hands down, for, of course, what it is. I mean, yeah, there could have been some stuff that could have been done much better, or, of course, could appeal to, of course, adults rather than kids in general, or maybe even both, for that matter, so... But regardless on that, it's still actually a really, I think it's still actually a really great film, hands down. So yeah, I guess if anything, for of course, despite all of that, and of course with what Disney has been doing very recently by turning one of their animated films into live-action epics, to say the least, a live-action remake on Mulan actually does have a bit of promise, and thankfully, right about now, ever since it was first announced, it does have a bit of promise for sure. So yeah, I mean, true, there are some setbacks that they had in between before the movies could start production, but I think we knew hands down that they are going to do something that is going to be incredible. I think pretty much sticking to the original folk legend, Ha Mulan, to which, of course, the animated film is, of course, based on, to say the least, while, of course, appealing to, of course, to a more PG-13, pretty much a PG-13 style, for it to be incredibly epic, to say the least. I mean, wow, I can't talk today, but yeah, I think it's more on the lines of course, what it's trying to do, and yeah, I I think with something like that, maybe we can get something really incredible. I mean, pretty much just doing its own thing rather than being a complete copy of the original animated film, hands down. While of course trying its best to be incredibly epic for what it's trying to do. So yeah, this actually does have a bit of promise, and yeah, I guess after some time passed, I think I now am lucky to, of course, see this movie right about now, and yeah, I think if anything, I guess if anything, right about now that I've officially seen the movie all the way through, I guess the only question remains: does it actually hold up to say the least? Is it actually did they actually do some stuff that is much better than the original animated film? Well, I guess the answer to those questions is probably, but I think it's more on the lines of meh, and it's boring. Yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say right about now for, of course, this movie right about now. I think it's kind of meh at best, but I guess for, if anything, whether it be a Disney live-action remake or a movie on its own, it's incredibly boring, to say the least. I mean, my God, I really didn't expect that for, of course, what it's trying to do. I mean, it actually does have a whole lot of promise, and yet it actually offers me so much less, to say the least. So yeah, I guess right about now, I think it's pretty much how I feel about this movie in general. I'm kind of split in between what I felt about this movie for sure, but at the same time, I think I really don't think it actually holds up pretty well. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say right about now. Alright. But of course, to best describe of course, why I actually felt that, to say the least, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about. First of all is mainly the story for, of course, this movie right about now, and I guess at some glances, it actually does do some stuff that the original animated film did, but I will give it credit to say the least that it is actually a massive improvement right about now in compared to the other Disney live-action remakes right about now. Just pretty much sticking true to the original story that the movie is based on, while of course incorporating some new stuff that hasn't been done with, of course, the original animated film, to which, yeah, to pretty much sticking mainly closely to the folk legend that it's trying to be based on. So yeah, I'll definitely give it credit for, of course, doing exactly that for sure. And it actually does seem like something that can actually be actually on the. Yeah, it can actually, of course, be something in compared to the original animated film for sure, but I guess at the same time, right about now, I think with, of course, what it's trying to do, I think with, of course, with all that, I have to say, it can be a pretty degrading mess for sure. Like, I think pretty much for, of course, pretty much the moment when, of course, some scenes are actually done. I think some of which I do think are kind of goofy and over the top. Some of which I hardly ever thought that it would actually happen. And I don't know how the original anime film would actually do all that stuff, or even know what to say to all the stuff in the remake. Sometimes it actually does stuff that is way too fast. Some things that are done way too slow. But I guess at the same time, I think there's clearly nothing interesting about it, to say the least. So again, it's not. I guess for the story for this movie, it's not terribly right about now. But I just kind of felt that there's nothing really that engaging for, of course, this movie right about now, which does make it pretty degrading from, of course, what I'm trying to do. Not only that, but of course, the writing I have to say right about now. Man, I guess my complaints are actually so bad that it's actually giving me snot in my mouth right about now. So, but of course, on top of course, the story for, of course, this movie, the writing, I have to say, I don't think it actually does do an incredible job with, of course, what it's trying to do for sure. I think pretty much with each scene that is, of course, written out right about now, I mean, again, some of them are actually done pretty good. Like, of course, I think the one scene I have to say in this movie that I think really stands out is, of course, the entire training montage in this movie where, of course, they actually discuss about the philosophies of battle for sure. So, yeah, I guess, if anything, that is one good scene that I actually really like in this movie right by now. But the rest, I have to say, I think it's not really, I think it's nothing really that engaging from, of course, what I'm trying to do. And not only that, but the dialogue, I have to say, is, I don't think it's actually trying its best to actually be clever or funny or just cleverly funny, to say the least, But again, I think I'm not laughing at some parts that are bad. In fact, some parts of it are done pretty good. Like, of course, the training scene that I actually mentioned earlier. But the rest, I just kind of felt that maybe it could have used a bit of a more rewriting, to say the least. Because yeah, some of them are of course pretty grating from, of course, what I'm trying to do. So yeah. On top of course, the story, the writing, I have to say, it can be a bit of a grating mess right about now. So yeah, it's what I can say right about now. Alright. And of course, what I have, and of course, on top of all that, moving on from, of course, all that, the characters I have to say, I honestly don't know what to say at this point, but I mean, granted, I think there are, of course, some characters that, of course, do stand out pretty well. Like, of course, I actually really like the villain of the movie, Bori Kong, as, of course, he's been given an interesting backstory for sure, and I will admit, that's actually done pretty good. Not great, I have to say, but still qualifies to say the least. And even some of the other ones, I will have to say, can bring a bit of joy for, of course, this movie for sure. But I guess if anything, I think the one thing I know they're seriously lacking at right by now is, of course, plenty of character development for sure. Like, I think with, of course, each one that I've actually seen right by now, there's, of course, not much development for, of course, each and every one of them, and it does actually make me think, am I supposed to really care about these characters or not? So yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say for, of course, the characters right about now. But on top of that, of course, some of them are, of course, not pretty interesting to say the least right about now. But I think more particularly, the one that actually does take the cake for, of course, all the complaints I have with the characters is mainly the main character herself, Mulan herself. Yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say for sure. I think with, of course, what she's trying to do, I think I know for sure the original hands down. I think she has been given a lot of interesting personalities, to say the least, which actually does make her an interesting character for sure. But the case for Mulan in the remake, however, I actually don't see any of that here. I think she's not even on the lines of course, the Mulan in the original. I think she's more on the lines of course, the other female characters that we actually got in the past remakes. Probably the same thing as, of course, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, Nala from The Lion King. Well, kind of, sort of Cinderella from Cinderella-ish, but she's still fine. And of course, Jasmine from Aladdin. Well, I mean, okay, Jasmine's actually done pretty well in that movie. But yeah, I guess for the case of Mulan, she's actually not really that interesting right about now. And in fact, I think with, of course, for this movie to be a live-action remake, of course, I do feel the presence of Mickey Mouse coming in, while, of course, the people are working on it and going like, Disney live-action remake, remember? So yeah, I think with, of course, what it's trying to do with, of course, giving Mulan pretty much as a character with no flaws whatsoever, that's actually pretty engaging, to say the least. And And yeah, I think I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, you cannot give a character flaws because that would actually open up more plot holes rather than close them up. Well, that I will have to say you are dead wrong on that because yeah, I think with, of course, each and every one. Yeah, I think with, of course, each and every character that's been given in TV and movies, they are done incredibly interesting because they have to work with their flaws, to say the least. But by giving them no flaws whatsoever, you're left with a character that's, of course, not really that engaging and not something that you could care for, or even better yet, not even that interesting right about now. So, trust me when I say I did learn that the hard way when, of course, going through these remakes for sure. And on top of that, going aside from, of course, the characters for the show, yeah, for, of course, this movie, the actors, I have to say, I will give it credit that it is well casted for sure. And I will give Disney credit for, of course, not whitewashing them, to say the least. Big props to you on that for sure. But I think pretty much each and every single one of the actors that's been given, especially from, of course, the actress who played Mulan herself, I think I really don't know if it's actually director's notes or producer's notes right about now. I don't know. It's actually not really that engaging right about now, and I do find it kind of a bit of a grating. Yeah, I do find the acting in this movie to be incredibly grating, to say the least. So, yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say for, of course, both the characters and the actors in this movie for sure. I mean, granted, they did try their best, to say the least, but they're not really something that I could really admire for sure. So yeah, it's what I can say right about now. All right. But, of course, aside from all of that, is there anything that I can say that I thought is actually good in this movie? Well, I think I will say, I think there are some good things that I can say right about now. Like, of course, for example, of course, the cinematography in this movie, it is actually done pretty well, and I just really love on how well shot this actually turned out, to say the least. And I think with, of course, what it's trying to do, I think it actually does kind of feel like you're watching a really nice, authentic Chinese period piece for sure. And yeah, big props to the movie for that, and yeah, I will also give it credit that with on top of what I said, that is actually they're really putting a whole lot of effort in actually making this movie more appealing to Chinese audiences for sure. So yeah, but it's just too bad for that part, to say the least, because based on my research, I know the Chinese audiences really slammed that movie hard, but I will give them credit for trying their best. But yeah, the cinematography in this movie, it is done well, and I really love how well shot this is. And not only that, I think I will have to say, the action, I have to say, I will admit some parts of the action is done well, while others I just kind of thought was kind of goofy and over the top. Like, I don't even know how that would be pulled off, and even if they did, maybe they might be pulling their own strings on that, to say the least. But yeah, almost to the point where you kind of almost feel like you want to see the wires in this movie. But I will give them credit for, of course, what they're trying to do right about now, and I will give them props for that. And not only that, the visual effects, I have to say right about now, they're done alright. I mean, they actually did provide some pretty decent CGI for sure, but I think I will have to say the sets, I have to say, they are incredibly well built, almost like making it look like, of course, of course, I make it look like ancient China for sure, which I will have to say is actually really quite nice, and I really love on how well they capture that time period for sure. And hey, I think pretty much on top of what I have to say, if there's one thing that I can say that that of course the original animated film did, that the remake actually did incredibly well, is that I actually really love on how colorful this movie is. So yeah, I guess for the case of the original animated film, since, well, it is animated, they really did pull off a whole lot of effort for sure, and of course making color a really interesting aspect in the movie for sure. And in the case for the remake, however, color actually does play a significant role in that part, and yeah, I think it's pretty much, it is actually done pretty well, and I just really love on how colorful it actually looks right about now. So yeah, I guess that's actually one thing that I can actually find, in addition to, of course, what the original animated film and actually got it correct for sure. So yeah, and of course I will have to say the editing I have to say for, of course, this movie right about now, I think pretty much on top of course, the action and, of course, the cinematography, I think the editing, I have to say, actually does cut pretty well with, of course, what it's trying to do. Like, of course, for some action scenes, it needs to have a whole lot of fast editing for sure. And yeah, I think with all that combined, I think it actually did do an incredible job with what it's doing, though. Granted, there may be some tweaks in it that could be adjusted hands down, but I still say it's actually done pretty good. But of course, yeah, and of course on top of that, it's also got some really great atmosphere for sure, and I just really love on what it's trying to do, going for a more serious approach for this movie, and I will give them props for that. But it's just too bad that all those have to be pushed out of the way to make way for all the lame stuff that we actually got. And of course, pretty much with everything that I should mention right but now, I think I know I've actually mentioned everything, but I never actually tackle upon the film's directing right about now, to which, yeah, I guess based on my research right by now, this is of course done by the director of Whale Rider for sure, to which, yeah, I guess for this case, the director had a whole lot of experience with, of course, that said movie for sure, and yeah, that actually was paid off pretty well in Whale Rider. So I guess the only question is, if she can pull off that pretty well in Whale Rider, why can't she do the same thing with the live-action Mulan remake? Well, that is a very trick question, Raheba. Now, I think with, of course, what she's trying to do, she actually, I think she actually does do a fine job in, of course, doing exactly that. But at the same time, Raheba, now, it's just, I don't think it's actually the correct kind of direction she's trying to give Raheba now, which does make it all the more confusing, to say the least. So yeah, and again, I don't know if it's actually the producer's notes on, of course, this movie right but now, but I think it's actually, I think it's not really that strong in my opinion, and I think I know she did try her best with, of course, what she's trying to do, but it's just not clearly enough to actually, to, of course, make it through it, so yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say right about now. Alright. So yeah, I guess with everything that I have to say for this movie, yeah, I think it's actually pretty clear on what exactly I mean by that. So yeah, overall, the live-action Mulan remake, as a movie on its own, let alone alongside the other live-action Disney remakes, it can be a boring experience, to say the least. But of course, pretty much aside from all of that, it's kind of a bit of an movie for sure, but I think I know hands down with, of course, on top of the other ones we got, I seem to be getting a whole lot of, yeah, I seem to be getting a whole Disney live-action remake fatigue right about now, so yeah, I think I know maybe some things could have been done pretty well. I mean, I will give it credit for what it's trying to do, as, of course, I don't see it as a bad film, to say the least. But I think I know hands down, I could easily forget about it the moment I actually watch it for sure. So So, yeah, I guess right about now, overall, the live-action Mulan remake, it's meh at best, but at the same time, it's actually a pretty boring one to say the least right about now, and you can easily forget about it the moment you finished up watching it for sure. So, and yeah, I think I know. And I know this movie has been in a whole lot of trouble before, going through some massive delays due to this ongoing pandemic for sure. Yeah, being released onto Disney Plus for a pretty controversial fee for sure, on top of what you normally pay for that streaming services. And not only that, but of course this remake has been through a whole lot of controversy, not once but twice to say the least, whether it be of course the actress who played Mulan being in support of the police during the time of the Hong Kong protests, or of course Disney being under fire for giving special thanks to, of course, the Chinese province where they hold Muslims in concentration camps. I think with everything, all that combined, I couldn't help but feel sorry for, of course, this movie in general. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be saying, dishonor on you, dishonor on Disney, and dishonor on this remake for sure. Well, I mean, let's face it already got enough dishonor long before he actually came out. So yeah. That's pretty much what I can say on that. It already got enough dishonor before it came out, so... But hey, if you do want to experience it for yourself, then that's all fine, for sure. It's currently available on Disney Plus for all members as we speak during the time I'm recording this right about now, so yeah, if you got the time, I say definitely put this one on and see where it actually goes from there. But, of course, at the same time, if you don't have the time or the money to actually afford a Disney Plus account, then not to worry. It's currently out on DVD and Blu-ray as we speak, so I suggest picking that up for sure, just to have it on your collection for sure. And yeah, it's pretty much what I can say right about now. So for my final score right about now, I'm of course going to give the live-action Mulan remake a 6 out of 10. It does some stuff that is actually pretty good, but it's kind of at best. But I think you can easily forget about it right after you finish up watching it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for, of course, this Thoughts video right about now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know in the comment section below if you have seen the live-action Mulan remake and what you thought about it, as well as, of course, leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, as always, feel free to send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up very soon. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites if you want to keep up to date with me with all the links down in the description box below. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And of course, subscribe to this channel, speaking of which, and turn on the notification bell and select all notifications if you want to keep up to date with me with each and every single new video that I do. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest Thoughts video right about now, and yeah, I'm glad to finally get this out of the way right about now. And trust me when I say for the next Thoughts video that I'll do, we're definitely going to go back to, of course, the Christmas movies and specials that I've talked about in my based on the results that I got on my poll. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for those for sure. But hey, I'm glad to get this out of the way for sure. And yeah, I wish there could have been more to it, but hey, at least they tried. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.